Namaste, beautiful soul. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing Channel. My name is Jikara, and I'm a spiritual healing facilitator. And today is the first day that I am starting a new series on this channel. I've been guided to start sharing new moon and full moon readings for us here on the channel. So if you want to receive guidance for the new moon today, today we are in the new moon in Virgo, and so I have some information here that I wanted to share about that, and I'll also be pulling some cards right here for us here on screen for us to receive messages directly from Spirit. So before we get started, I wanted to invite you to subscribe to this channel. If this is your first time, welcome and thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. And I also wanted to mention, if you feel that this video is bringing value to you, I invite you to share the video with a loved one or a friend, someone who loves anything metaphysical. I'm just looking to expand. The more you share and also like this video, then you are telling the algorithm that you like what you see, and then it gives me the opportunity to reach other people who might be able to benefit from what we do here on the channel. So, as you all know, if you already have been following for a while, you already know that I don't edit anything. This is raw, and this is, you're going to receive the message exactly as is. And so if I fumble on my words, and please forgive me. If this is your first time, and if you're used to the heavy edited videos, that's just not here on this channel. I wanted to also invite you to, if you want to learn more about me and the work that I do, you can go to the bloominglotushealing.com and find out about the services that I offer. I work in the Akashic Records, and I also teach classes for people to be able to access the records and clear energies between them and their loved ones. I also have, within that class, I have a twin flame clearing protocol that I teach. So if you're interested in learning how to, first of all, to feel empowered and learning how to access your records to clear and heal karmic programs, then this is definitely for you. So I would love for you to stop by my website and check that out. Okay, so today we're going to be receiving messages from the spirit of psilocybin. So as some of you know, I've been working on an oracle deck for about a year now, and I wanted to also mention that it's almost done, so it's going to be available for purchase soon. So if you want to find out more about the Spirit of Psilocybin Oracle, you can go to the Instagram, the Psilocybin Oracle, and follow me there, as well as there is a link there where you can go into the website and find out more. These are channel messages from the Spirit of Psilocybin, and is a really great tool for people who may want to continue working with the medicine for integration, and also if you want to just work with it and you don't really want to take the medicine, right? You just want to connect with the spirit. So this is a really great tool for that. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and dive into the conversation, right? So I've been feeling the energy of the new moon since. So typically for me, I feel the energies about 2 to 3 days before the moon cycle, the height of that moon cycle, which I really connect with the new and the full moon. I connect very strongly with them. And so I was already feeling the new moon on Friday. So today's Monday. And on Friday, I was already feeling the energy. And on Saturday, I was strongly guided to do some organization. And even over the weekend, we did some organization at my house. We were cleaning, organizing, making sure that things felt clear. And it's kind of interesting because I did not realize that I was connecting to the moon until Saturday. I was like, I'm feeling this need to organize and to ground myself in actionable steps, right? Moving forward with different projects and different things. And so I was guided to create a a schedule for myself because I work from home, and a lot of times working from home can be very difficult. So, it's difficult for you to kind of create sort of like a balance. Sometimes you just work a lot, and then suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I've been working for so many hours, and that, or sometimes you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't done anything. So having a schedule really helps, right? And that's a very Virgo type of energy, right? Organizing. And the message that I got from Spirit when I was receiving this information, and I feel that that it would be beneficial for other people, was that for the new moon, especially for the new moon in Virgo, it's important that, yes, absolutely, the manifestation is great, but today, if you can, or for the next couple of days, take an action. I feel like this energy of Virgo, this specific year, it wants to have us take an action to plant the seed instead of just thinking or writing it down like on a piece of paper, or creating a ritual to kind of take an action towards the actual thing that we're looking to attract. So for example, I'll give you an example. For me, it was like I already was feeling like I want to organize myself, and I've been feeling a little like all over the place. And I was like, oh my gosh. So the first action that I took was to create a schedule. That was an actionable step that I took to start manifesting that organization in my life, right? So, and then today I said, okay, well, I'm going to follow my schedule, and I'm going to follow this. So all of these actionable steps that I took today to sort of help me, right? So like keeping, and of course, I'm giving you examples specific for me, but you can apply this for your own. So for example, I said, okay, I know that sometimes I get distracted with social media, or sometimes I get distracted with other things. So if I'm going to enter into a specific activity, whatever that is, that seems to take me away for too long, then I'm going to put a timer for myself. And so I've been doing that today. So, and of course, I'll continue doing this. But I just wanted to share that because I feel that if we want the manifestation to happen, what the spirit of psilocybin was sharing with me this weekend was you got to take an actual step, like not just think about it and create a ritual, but actual step towards that manifestation. So whether that is finding a new job, right? So like, okay, maybe you haven't done anything with your resume yet. Well, setting that intention of like, okay, I'm going to find a new job, but I think I need to brush up my resume. So like whatever that first step is, maybe that first step is finding someone to help you brush up the resume. That's the first step. And maybe giving yourself permission to say, okay, well, I'm going to have this actionable step done by this day. So giving yourself goals so that you can actually take action in a way that is going to amplify the energy of the new moon in Virgo. So any actionable steps. So the message that I was getting this weekend for myself is that any actionable step that I take during this time is going to be amplified. And that amplification is the energy of manifestation of the new moon in Virgo, which is so exciting for me. And so I just wanted to share that with y'all because even though the message was for me, I felt like I didn't want to keep it just for myself. And I felt that maybe someone out there can potentially benefit from this message that Spirit was sharing with me. So let's go ahead and pull some cards. And I'm going to start first to check what's the theme here. So Spirit, I'd like to receive information for those who are watching this video, whether it is now or later, even if they watch this at a later time. Please, Spirit, provide them with a message that they need to be able to receive the correct guidance to help them manifest with this energy of the new moon in Virgo. Okay. So right now we are going to be focusing on friendships and looking at those places in our own groups, connections, network. You want to start looking for places where you feel connected. Maybe it is time for you to start shifting your circle. I know for me personally, I've been feeling that as well. And it seems to be a pattern that I've been noticing with other people as well. So focusing on, okay, maybe there is something in your life right now that doesn't feel right when it comes down to your current group of people, your go-to people. Maybe you're not feeling as connected, maybe you're not feeling as aligned. And so what actionable step can you take to start shifting that energy for yourself? It could be something as joining a Facebook group, or going into meetup, or maybe joining a class. Things that can potentially introduce you to other people that are like-minded, right, to you. The other message that is coming here in regards to this is that you might want to join um, groups that are related to healing. So the message here is, what in your, like, where in the spectrum of where you exist right now when it comes down to connecting with people, have you been able to connect with people who are doing the same internal work that you are doing? Because if you're here on this channel, you most likely are someone who does a lot of self-healing, who reads a lot of self-help books, and maybe your environment right now is not supporting that as much. Maybe your environment is sort of creating a little bit of a stuckness sort of energy, right? And so we want to make sure that we look at the groups that we're connecting with from a place of seeing, what's the value, what's in it for me, and what value can I bring into this group, right, of people. And sometimes what happens is that we end up stuck in situations or groups of people that they just keep sucking the energy out of us, and we're not receiving anything back. We're not being nourished back. And so pay attention to that, right? Pay attention to, where can you go right now? Maybe you can go online and find a sound bath, or maybe you can find a yoga class, or maybe you can find, a psychic class, or a mediumship circle, or whatever that is for you that you feel like it's of your interest, and you feel excited about, and you would feel fulfilled, right? And then plugging into these places where you will find yourself elevating your energy in such a way, when you leave these spaces, you feel elevated, you feel inspired. And then there's also this essence of your inner healer that gets activated. So it's almost like when you are connecting with people who are connecting with that energy as well, you get activated and they get activated, and you get your energy, your vibration is brought up, which is so beautiful. So paying attention to that. The other thing that's coming up here is the card of the sun. And so it's kind of interesting, right, that the card of the sun is coming up and we're in the new moon. So I want to say something about this card, because this card is sort of interesting, because last night I had this dream, and this was now I'm kind of thinking, thank you, Spirit, for bringing this forward for us. So last night I had a dream, and I was being told that I needed to say this on the reading today. So there's a lot of you right now that are most likely overwhelmed with emotions. And all of these emotions may be related to feeling a lack of self-worth, or maybe feeling sort of like, feeling like you're not good enough, or maybe even feeling overwhelmed, and then sort of feeling like you're lost in this sea of emotions, right? And so the card of the sun is inviting you to really focus on, first of all, if you're going through this journey of emotions, especially since this is related to friendships, some of you may have had situations where, your friendships, like I was saying earlier, they're not reciprocal, or sometimes even toxic. And so paying attention to that and saying, okay, all of this wave of emotions that I'm feeling right now, that are potentially negative emotions that you may be feeling, right? Like all these wave of emotions, they're telling me something. So pay attention to that, right? Like we want to look at it as intel that our energetic body is giving us, so that we can start making change. So the invitation here is to ground in your self-worth, ground in your solar plexus. Maybe even listen to any solar plexus meditation music, or if you practice Reiki, maybe adding some Reiki healing to your solar plexus. Of course, your other chakras as well, but if you can focus on your solar plexus, that would be great, because that will help you with your self-worth, and allow you to really move the energies out, right? Like, because you may have a lot of energy or emotions stuck there, and just allow yourself to clear that for yourself. So whether that is through Reiki, if you practice Reiki, or meditation, or even mantra. You can find mantras like you can get Ganpati or Ganesh mantra, and listen to that. That removes obstacles, Ganesh, and just listen to that and setting that intention to have that removed. So you don't have to be someone that practices Reiki. Let's say you don't practice Reiki, you don't know any energy healing, but you can use tools that are out there, like mantra, that are already on here on YouTube, that you can potentially listen to and set that intention. What's important here is that you set the intention within yourself to clear your solar plexus. So why am I recommending Ganpati or Ganesh? Is because Ganpati helps with removing obstacles. So or removing negative energy, right? So like, we want to remove those negative energies after you listen to the Ganesh mantra. Then even going back and listening to something like Kuan Yin, like a mantra for Kuan Yin. So after you clear all of that energy, so introducing some self-love, some self-healing, some self-compassion, so that you can really go and move through that, through this sea of emotions, right? That Spirit was sharing with me in my dreams, and be able to move into a place of neutrality, back to neutrality, right? So right now, right, for those of you who are experiencing this, the turmoil and all of this, just know that this is passing. And then also taking actionable steps, like I mentioned earlier, is important, right? The card of mycelium came through. Okay, so mycelium is all about network and our emotional bodies. It's about community. It's about our connections, and how do we feel interconnected with the world. And right now, it's important that you pay attention to your current space, right? Like, who am I connecting to right now, and am I connecting to places that feel healthy? And if they're not healthy, let me go ahead and shift that into a place of health, right? Which you have that inner healer within you. The curandero card, what that represents is an invitation from the spirit of psilocybin to recognize that you have everything within you to heal yourself. And so all of these things that I told you, all of these different methods that I told you that you can apply, you can do this at any time. I know that this is a reading for the new moon in Virgo, but if you're listening to this even at a time that is not the new moon, maybe you're listening to this a couple of days after, or even next month, it's okay. You're meant to listen to this message, and this message is still let's say valid for you. So even you can always take actionable steps anytime, right? And so and of course, even better when we're doing these in a new moon, because we're consciously connecting to the energy that is available for us from the universe, and we're putting that action in a very mindful and intentional way. But even if you're doing this in the middle of the month, it's okay. You can do it. I just want you to understand and recognize that this energy is available for you at any time. So just remember that. Let me see what other messages we have here. If there's any other theme that Spirit wants to share here with us. Okay. Okay. So we have another theme that's coming through for us that Spirit wants to share, which is in relationship to our karma and our healing, and sometimes that energy of self-sacrifice. So let's take a look and see what wants to come through in relationship to this. Spirit, what would you like to share in relationship to this? I always wait until the card falls, so I just let Spirit give me the info. Okay. Okay, so this is related. So for those of you who follow the your astrology chart, the first card that came up, that was the theme, which was like-minded groups and connections. That was house 11, and now we have house 12. So if you want to look at your own chart, you can go ahead and do so. Maybe apply these messages into what your chart is saying as well. So with the theme, right? We're talking about spirituality, and I got this message as I was looking at this. I was receiving Akashic Records. So Akashic Records, anything that has to do with the Akasha, which the Akasha is the primordial energy, right? Which is where everything, all the information is stored, right? And so I was getting that message that this is related to information from the Akashic Records, information specifically for each one of you, right? And this is going to resonate for the people who are connecting to this in a different way. So just remember, it's going to be related to you in very specific ways, right? So when it comes down to your spiritual path, transcending your karmic patterns, this is all about, being of service and healing yourself, right? So there's a theme here of healing that's being brought into the surface for all of us. Which of course I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, first of all, because of the channel, and then also because because it is a theme that's happening right now. So what I'm seeing here is that you're being invited to connect to your spirit animals, to call in protection, um, especially when we're dealing with karmic energies that are coming our way, and then we're releasing energies. And like I was mentioning, there was this emotional, like the sea of emotions and turmoil that happens. A lot of times our energy can fluctuate in those moments, right? So imagine almost like our immune system, right? Like our immune system sort of goes down, like our I want to say like our spiritual immune system, right? And what I like to call spiritual protection. And so when we are, maybe going through a turmoil, our immune system goes down, right? Physically, the same thing happens when we're going through emotional and spiritual and just life, right? Just life in general turmoil. Our energetic immune system goes down. And so what spirit is inviting you to do is to start bringing in your spirit animals. And if you don't connect with your spirit animals right now, you can just start connecting with them by setting the intention in your meditations, or just start paying attention to what animals what are your favorite animals, or maybe what if you're seeing a specific animal every time you go out, just pay attention to that, because that could potentially be a spirit animal trying to come forth and let you know that they're present, so that you can call them in. So you can call in the spirit animal to help you protect yourself in this journey, because again, like I was mentioning, that fluctuation of energy can potentially be very difficult to navigate, and the spirit animal can protect you and support you in that, and sometimes even guide you and how to move through that journey. Again, the card of healing. So if you haven't connected with your spirit animal yet, or maybe you're having a hard time, it potentially can be that you may need to heal your connection with the earth, so your connection with even with animals. So paying attention to maybe any sort of like feelings or uh, resistance you may feel around certain animals, or even around conversations about Mother Earth, or anything that has to do with the natural world that could potentially be related to karmic energy that is affecting you in real time. So remember that you may not have the information fully, right? When Spirit was talking about this being from the Akashic Records, this could potentially be something that you may need to explore, maybe in a past life regression, or even a hypnotherapy session, maybe with an Akashic record reader, someone that can potentially support you with that. But if you are already someone who connects to the records, then you can just go ahead and go in and ask about any blockages that are related to your spirit animal that you need to be aware of and need to release, so that you can heal that energy. And the reason why is because there could potentially be fear or anxiety in relationship to specific connections to Mother Earth that you may be experiencing. And again, it may be something that you don't even, it could be a phobia even, right? And you could be potentially thinking that that this is just normal, and this is just how things are. Or maybe you're like, okay, I don't know, I don't understand where this is coming from. Well, just know it is part of the subconscious. It's coming up through the subconscious into your consciousness so that you can address it. So start becoming more curious about it instead of pushing it back. Because a lot of times what happens, especially for example, the bad trip card came up, right? When we go through a very when we are going through um a moment of fear or a moment that's very uncomfortable, we tend to not want to feel that, and we want to push it back. But the message here is to lean into that, right? To take an actionable step, right? Because we're going through that overarching theme of taking actionable steps during the full moon, new moon in Virgo. So take an actionable step that will help you move through those negative energies or negative thoughts or negative feelings around either Mother Earth or your connection to Earth or your connection to even plants or maybe your spirit animals, but anything that has to do with nature that can potentially, that's natural, that can potentially be, creating sort of like a block of fear. I'm even getting the message that even you could potentially be addressing things with water. So if you're afraid of certain bodies of water or even like dark waters. Only some people I know that don't like to go to lakes and stuff. Paying attention to that because there is something again karmic that needs to be released there. And again, I kept getting the message that it was from the Akashic Records. So that is all I have here. I hope that you enjoyed this session with me, listening to this reading. And, I'm really grateful that I get to spend time here with you guys. I know that I've taken so long to come back, and I'm excited to come back. I'm just so ready to start sharing the love and connecting with y'all. And let me know in the comments, how do you resonate with this reading? And then also, if you want a live stream session with me, let me know in the comments. If you do, just comment ask Jakara, and you can leave a question there. So that will let me know that there's people interested in receiving guidance. So what I'm planning to do in those live streams is to answer questions that are sent on the comments. Of course, I will answer as many as I can. I cannot answer everyone's, but I'll try to answer as many as I can by sharing just one card message for you. So thank you so much. I love you all, and namaste.